How high should your fade be? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And it really honestly comes down to preference. So if we take a look at this, right? So from the front, you may say, oh, all right, looks good. It's a nice balanced haircut. You know, it gets a little fuller through here. And a lot of times barbers like to leave it fuller throughout the hairline and through here to make it look stronger. But you can see, oh yeah, that's a nice fade. I really like that. And then all of a sudden we get to the back and like, whoa, that's pretty high in the back. Like, does it need to be that high? Well, if you look, it's basically balanced and proportionate going all the way from here around. So technically it's a symmetrical type of haircut. However, it really depends on you. Sometimes the hair, travels down to follow the occipital bone in through here. But then again, if you go super short to here, you're going to have to keep this somewhat lower. So some of you may like to have no hair in through here. If you have a calic or a swirl or something that needs to be cut relatively short, and you cut this really, really short and then leave a lot of length down through here, it may not look proper, it may not look balanced, it may not complement the head shape. So a lot of it comes down to the head shape. If you've got a really rounded head back here and you want to camouflage that, well, you may need to keep this fade a bit lower here and have a lot of fullness in through here, right? Fullness meaning hair. I don't want you to have like full meaning out this way, a ton of hair, because that would make it look even rounder. You may need to, not go super short to balance it out, right? You may need to keep the hair a bit longer if you have a flat back of the head and you want some fullness, then you need to grow this out a bit longer, okay, to kind of create that rounded shape. If you have too much of a rounded shape, you may need to cut it a little bit shorter, however, a little bit flatter down in through here, okay? So it's shorter and then shorter all the way down, a bit more of a balanced shape. So it's all about the head shape and also what you feel comfortable doing. Because remember, people aren't just looking at the front of your head, there's people standing behind you. So another thing is your comfort level with how long you want to see the top compared to the disconnection or blend even down through here. You may want to see like a lot of hair like this mannequin in through here and want it really short down in through here. You just have to make sure that the person you're going to, knows how to do a proper blend where it goes relatively short and they know where to create that, that connection or that area like this, where it starts to really have a stronger fade and it's a bit thicker in through here, and then work in and leave this front longer. So you need to find someone who understands how to, cut the hair on top as well, create, shapes and things like that. If you're somebody who, likes to see the hair a lot shorter on the sides here, you don't want to see a lot of hair in through here, then keep in mind, you have to extend that back. As I mentioned, you can extend it back pretty much horizontally to match up with this in the back of the head, or you could take this part and bring this down. Again, it depends on you, because you may feel like, oh, if you see a lot of hair down in through here, it's a lot lower, you just may feel like, oh, it looks like it's way too long, I don't like seeing that much hair. Then you have to go higher. Just keep in mind, it depends. Are you okay with having your hair really, really short up to here? Do you feel like you have no hair if the haircut or the fade goes way too high? Some people, and I've seen this in the past, you go higher than here, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, where's all my hair? I'm bald, I have no hair in the back of the head. I mean, this is a lot. Look at this. This almost looks like it could be a bald head right here. So it depends on if you are comfortable with having like no hair or buzzed off in through here. If you like to have some hair, then maybe you have the fade a bit lower, okay, going down in through here, following the roundness of the head, and it's short down here, faded up. Then again, keep in mind that you may only be able to go up so high with this to keep it a bit more balanced. The higher you go throughout the sides here, that means that you have to transition it into the back somehow, okay? So how high should you go? Again, it really depends on your look. Nowadays, I'm seeing people with all these like, crazy drop fade mullets where it's like literally like faded here, and then all this is like long and kind of like TikTok mop hairstyle, mop top hairstyle. So it's like faded like this to here, and then it works into where it's really longer in the front. In the back, there's no fade whatsoever. It's like almost just like a sideburn fade. So, I'm seeing all sorts of haircuts and different shapes and things like that. I think it comes down to, what's going to look best for you. I know a lot of times I've seen, barbers will go in and, destroy the hairline where they're like, a guy or somebody who doesn't even need lineups or shape ups, and they're carving into the hairline and creating a whole new hairline here when they don't really need it. I've even seen like I'm talking 3-year-old boys, like 3-4-year-olds, where these barbers are cutting into these hairlines of these poor kids. Now they're ruined for life. I hate to say that, but you may think it looks good for those 3 days after you're done cutting it. But when that young child has hair coming in that needs to be shaved like every 2 weeks because of you creating a new hairline for them, that causes an issue. So you also have to play that into factor as well. But let me know in the comments below, what you think about fades for your own hair and how high do you go and all that kind of stuff. So, and once again, if you want to purchase any of my products, you can use code YouTube20. That's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.